Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Healing from the Storm, we're going to look at healing after an accident. So if you've had an accident that caused you injuries or changed your life in some way or traumatized you, or even if somebody you love had an accident that has now sort of altered the course of your life, whether they have injuries and you now need to take care of them, or your life has changed because of it, or maybe you're just traumatized, you're upset because of this accident, this reading is for you. So I do set the intention that these readings will find those who need them when they need them. So if you did find this reading today, it is meant for you. It may not be, though, that the entire reading is for you, but it may just be a portion or part of the reading that you were meant to hear today to sort of help trigger something, help you heal, whatever it is. And I do, of course, send out healing vibes to everybody, right? I want everybody to be fully healed, fully within peace within their heart. So we're just going to ask Spirit for one tarot card here before we get into the automatic reading. And so we're looking at how to heal after an accident. So this could be a major accident, it could even be a more minor accident, and what one person thinks is major, somebody else might think is minor, what one person thinks is minor, somebody else might think is major. So it just depends for each person, right? Their background, their history, it makes a difference in how they interpret and how they see things. So healing after an accident, please. Ooh, I got too many cards, as always. If you watch a lot of these readings, I do that a lot. So we're just looking for one card, please, Spirit. One card on how we can heal after an accident. And that's multiple cards falling all over the place. So we'll just shove them back in again, please. One card, that's all we're looking for, please. One card, thank you. Oh, and look at that. I closed my eyes. Maybe that's how I should shuffle from now on. That came out perfectly. All right, so we have the Page of Coins. So the Page of Coins is about having ambitions, having opportunity. It can be studying. It's sort of, the page, I always look at and everybody can kind of sort of have their own interpretation. Obviously, the spirits know how you see the cards, so they bring the cards out according to your sort of interpretation meaning of them. So I always see the aces as like the start, and the pages are a new start, but I've got all the experience of the 1 to 10, right? So when we're looking at the Page of Coins, this can be a new opportunity, a new start, but we have all the experience of the ace to the 10 of Pentacles already. And so many times this is about financial opportunities when you have the Pentacles, right? This is in your financial realm. It can be in your career realm. It could be in your housing realm. Pentacles kind of deal with all the earthly matters that we have, all the matters that sort of just our day-to-day survival that we need, the money, the food, the housing, that sort of thing. And so what this card is saying is that you should be looking at this accident as a new opportunity for you, right? It can also be about studying something new, right? So learning something new, studying something new. So maybe this accident, say it was a workplace accident even, right? You do something very physical and you had this workplace accident. Well, this is giving you an opportunity to learn another job, to learn another trade, right? A new opportunity for a different career. And so what Spirit is saying here is you should be looking at this accident as an opportunity. This accident, the fact that you're here tells me that it has changed your life in some way. You're upset over it some way. So whether it physically changed you and you have limitations now, or whether it mentally changed you and that's creating some limitations, this accident actually is creating an opportunity, and may not be an opportunity to see. So let's say it wasn't actually you who were involved in the accident, but it was somebody else, and they passed on from the accident. So now you're grieving, you're upset, but because that happened, because you lost your loved one in this accident, that might be creating an opportunity for you. So if it was a workplace accident, maybe now you're going to go out and you're going to campaign, you're going to rally, you're going to push through new laws about workplace safety, or you're going to set up new training programs, or you're going to set up even physically, right? change how things are physically so the accident can't happen again, or it becomes less likely, right? Like if you have people who are jumping from the 4th floor all the time, well, if we put nets down, maybe people won't be jumping from the 4th floor all the time. So this is an opportunity that is coming out of this accident. Whether or not you see it yet, I don't know, probably not. But you need to look for this, and it may include having to study something new, having to learn something new, you know, finding your ambition or your goal towards something new. And so, we're already 5 minutes in, over 5 minutes in, so we should get to our automatic writing, because I'm sure some of you are like, just get to it already. We don't care about what you have to say. We want to hear what Spirit has to say. So we will bring out the board here, and I will get into my meditation mode and start listening to what Spirit has to say about healing after an accident in relation to the Page of Coins. As always, I do dub over it, so it may sound a little bit off, or, you know, I sometimes can't read my own writing, or anyway, so sometimes it's not quite right, but I do try my best. And so I'll just be quiet now, and we'll hear what Spirit has to say. Look for the opportunities. Look at what you still have. Accidents are bad. They can be tragic. They come unexpectedly and can change the trajectory of our lives. But you are never given anything you can't handle. You are never given anything that you did not choose to experience on Earth. We are all here to learn and experience. And this accident has created that opportunity for you. Do not decide that the accident is tragic. Spelt wrong, sorry. Or that it is the worst thing, because you do not truly know that this accident may have caused you to avoid something worse, or it may have been the push you needed to change your life or reevaluate your priorities. Look for what opportunities are only available to you because of the accident, and you will find the reason for the accident. Hard times are hard, but it is also in hard times that we learn the greatest lessons, that we are forced to push ourselves to new levels. Your soul chose this for you as a learning experience, as an emotional experience, or as a course correction. Nothing is random. Nothing is unexpected for the soul. Live your truth. Live your life and awaken to the possibilities that are available to you. Love. Okay, so really what this message is saying is that, yeah, like we think actions are bad, they're tragic, they come unexpectedly, but it changes the trajectory of your life, right? And you may say, oh, it changed it for the worst. And maybe it did. I'm not saying this is the best thing that could have happened to you, obviously, right? Everybody just wants all good things to happen. They never want something tragic. But it really may have been like this was saying here that like you chose this, your soul chose this, your spirit chose this before you came down to earth, right? For whatever reason, so that you could learn something, right? This accident taught you a lesson about something. You know, you get into an accident without insurance, all of a sudden you're taught a lesson about why you should always have insurance. So this taught you a lesson about something, or it was an experience you wanted to have, right? So up in heaven, or in the spiritual world, in the universe, whatever you want to call it, everything's love, everything's peaceful, everything's joyful, right? It's just love, which can get very, very boring, right? And especially you only ever experience love, you don't understand what sadness is, you don't understand what hate is, you don't understand what fear is. And so when we come down to earth, we come down here partly to experience the worst, right? Because we don't know what it's like when we're in the spiritual realm. We have no concept of what being upset is, or having a fear. Why would you fear anything? There's nothing but love and peace, right? And so this experience happened to you because you wanted it, because you wanted to experience it, or what was it? Oh, or to change the trajectory of your life, right? Like going back, I won't talk too long on this because I know this is going to be a longer video, but to change the trajectory. You know, maybe you were like, oh, I'm going to be a dancer. 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 And you're going this way, and yet Spirit knows, and your Spirit knows that wasn't our trajectory. That's not what's meant for us. We love dancing. We can dance on our own, but we're not meant to be a professional dancer. There's something that's better for us. There's something that's higher for us. There's something that we want to experience, right? And so you get in this accident, you break your ankle, and you're like, oh, I can never be a professional dancer now. Like, oh, my whole dream has just been crushed. Horrible thing, something you really need to sit down and contemplate and deal with and work through those feelings, probably even get therapy, right? You had this dream and your dream's just been totally crushed. But what has that done? Okay, I'm not going to be a dancer. Now what am I going to do? It's changing your trajectory, right? So now, oh, I'm not going to be a dancer. Maybe I'm going to be a choreographer. And you're going to end up coordinating, I don't know how we say that, I'm not a dancer, coordinating these dances that are just brilliant. And it turns out you are absolutely the most brilliant choreographer ever. But if you had gone down the professional dancing route, you never would have got there. Or maybe you become a politician and it turns out you're a wonderful politician, right? You have great ideas, you have great policies, you have things that will help humanity in general and help everybody live a more peaceful, happy life. But if you had gone into the dancing road, you never would have taken that turn and went into politics, right? Or you got hit by a drunk driver and now you're going to toughen up drunk driving laws, or you're going to try and change things. Maybe even something where you're pushing so that everybody has one of those devices you have to blow into to tell whether you've been drinking or not, right? Maybe that's something where you start going and you're pushing to have this in every vehicle, and eventually it does get in every vehicle. And then that's your legacy that you left. But if you hadn't got into the accident with the drunk driver, you never would have pivoted to go down that road in order to do that things. And you'll see that a lot when people, there's tragedies, especially when children die. Their parents very much pivot, and they very much go into the road of creating better laws, changing, maybe school policies, changing how things are done, changing who's admitted to beauty pageants, right? In a beauty pageant with children, there's only the parents that are allowed in. You're not just allowed to have the general public. Well, I bet you 20, 30, 50 years ago, the general public was allowed to walk in, but something happened, and so they've closed it off to only family, right? Only people who are with the actual contestants. Anyways, we're going off track a bit. I will end this here and just say that look at this accident and reflect on where you want to go now, and look for the opportunities that are available. Look at what did this trigger? What was your first sort of like, oh, this accident happened, I guess I'm going to go do this now, or I guess I'm going to fight for this now, or whatever it is, because this accident has changed your trajectory for one reason or another, but it was meant to happen, and it is opening up opportunities for you. It is opening up experiences that you wouldn't otherwise had, right? Think of it as maybe you go to rehab one day where you're rehabbing from your accident and you meet the love of your life. And if you hadn't gotten this accident, you never would have went to rehab and you never would have met your soulmate, right? So things happen for a reason. I know it sucks and I know we all want our lives to go perfect, but remember, life is perfect in the spiritual world, and we're here to experience this turmoil and things that happen. So I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.